Hello friend, let's start the discussion of today's newspaper. First news is our favorite comedian Raju Srivastava is no more. From the last nearly 40 days, he was under treatment in AIIMS, New Delhi. But finally, yesterday morning, he had taken his last breath in AIIMS, Delhi. He is considered as the greatest stand-up comedian of our country. So, Raju Srivastava funeral, comedian laid to rest, family says goodbye. So, Raju Srivastava funeral live, comedian Raju Srivastava passes away at 58. Comedian Raju Srivastava's last ride took place at Delhi's Nigambodh Ghat on Thursday morning. He dies at the age of 58 after battling for his life for 41 days at Delhi's AIIMS. Now I will show you a video tribute to Raju Srivastava.
वक्त थम सा गया है तेरे जाने के बाद। वक्त ठहर सा गया है तेरे जाने के बाद। अरे सत्यानाशी, वक्त नहीं ठहरा है, घड़ी का सेल खत्म हो गया है, सेल बह गया, जा ले क्या। अच्छा,
Ever since the news of the comedian's demise emerged, his colleagues and friends from the industry have expressed their condolence. From the film world to politicians, leading figures condolence his death. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also shared his condolence via Twitter and Facebook. Now, sand artist Sudarshan Patnaik pays tribute. Look at this photo. The sand art. Very beautiful work on the sand in the seashore. So, Sunil Paul and Ehsan Qureshi, the friend of Raju Srivastava, was among the celebrity present on the funeral of Raju Srivastava. Okay. Okay, now move to next topic. Putin mobilizes more troops, says nuclear threat not a bluff. So suddenly yesterday Vladimir Putin announced that he is going to use Persian mobilization from the citizen of Russia. Now I will show you the news. Ukraine war, Putin announces partial military mobilization for Russian citizen. Now, what is partial military mobilization and what is the sudden requirement of this? I will tell you. So, from February 24 of this year, Russia start invading Ukraine. Okay. From that time till date, Russia have captured, occupied many parts of Ukraine, especially the border areas. But from the last 1 week, Ukraine start retaliation, Ukraine start gaining back their lost position by driving out the Russian soldier slowly, one by one, from one by one part. Now, this is the one reason. So, suddenly Vladimir Putin yesterday announced that he is going to use partial military mobilization. So, what is military mobilization? Military mobilization means use of full military, full strength of a country. Full strength means a country has active force, active military force, a country has a reserve military force, and a country has their citizen. So, if necessary, when a country use all the active force, all the reserve force, even use all the citizens within the age of 18 to 40 years or 50 years, even they may use the citizens also, common citizens also for war, then that is called as full mobilization of citizen, Russian citizen. Now, partial military mobilization for Russian citizen means currently Putin is using active force plus reserve force, nearly 3 lakh force will be used for another invasion program in Ukraine, a fresh invasion program by using its reserve force also. Okay. So, what is the reason behind it? I have already told you one reason, that Ukraine soldiers start reclaiming their lost origin by driving out Russian force. Number 2 point is, there are some part in Ukraine which is permanently captured by Russian force. Okay. Now, Putin is thinking to add that zone into Russia. So, voting is necessary on that zone, voting is necessary. So, Putin is thinking about holding a vote so that the portion from Ukraine will be permanently added to Russia. So, due to these 2 reasons, Putin starts sending their partial military mobilization into Ukraine. Okay. So, I will first show you the announcement of Putin.
The only way to do it is to automate it. What Zapier allows us to do is connect to our customers' Shopify.
For all of you watching on PBS and around the globe, a warm welcome to BBC World News. President Putin has announced a partial military mobilization to help fight the war in Ukraine. In a television address, President Putin said the West wanted the end of Russia just as it had brought the Soviet Union to an end. It comes a day after Russian-occupied territories in Ukraine announced votes on joining Russia would be held. That mobilization, the first since World War II, is aimed at those with previous military experience and begins right now. 30,000 reservists will also be called up to reinforce the Russian military in Ukraine. Mr. Putin said he would support independence in areas of eastern Ukraine currently controlled by Russia-backed separatists. Here's some of what President Putin said in his address on Russian television.
I repeat, we're talking of a partial mobilization only. Only people in the military reserve will be drafted. The priority will be on people who served in the armed forces, who have military specialization and experience. Those drafted before being sent to the places of service will have mandatory additional training, relying on experience gained during the special military operation. The decree on partial mobilization has been signed.
Well, the Russian president also issued this blunt warning.
Okay, now I am reading it. As the war between Ukraine and Russia reaches around 7 months, Russian President Vladimir Putin announced a partial mobilization in the country, with Moscow losing ground on the battlefield, according to news agency. Okay, so Moscow losing ground in the battlefield means Ukraine soldier again start taking control of their lost position. His address to the nation comes a day after Russian controlled region in Ukraine announced their plans to hold votes on becoming integral part of Russia. So there are mainly four part in Ukraine which is permanently occupied by Russian force. They are thinking to add that portion into Russia. I will show you the portion also. Now, Putin said that he has already signed a decree on the partial mobilization which is due to start on Wednesday, he states that citizens who are currently in the reserve will be subjected to conscription, while those who served in the armed force have a certain military specialty and relevant experience. Okay, so first I will show you the definition of partial mobilization. Here it is written. So what is partially military mobilization? That is, currently Putin has ordered a partial mobilization, which means that only a certain percentage of Russian potential fighters will be asked to join the offensive in Ukraine. As of now, Putin has signed a decree that will see 3 lakh reservists who will be called to fight in Ukraine out of approximately 25 million potential fighters at Moscow's disposal. That is, now what is the difference between full mobilization and partial mobilization? Full mobilization means have a carried out in different ways by different nations. Generally, full mobilization would have mean that any military aged man ranging from 18 to 60 years old could not leave Russia and would need to join military. Okay, and partial mobilization means only the active and as well as the reserve force will be utilized. Okay, now I will show you the region which is permanently occupied by Russia, and considering thinking about a voting, mapping the Ukraine region voting on joining Russia. These are the 4 regions: Luhansk, Donetsk, Zaporizhia and Kherson. Okay, these are the these 4 border states along with the border with Russia will be organizing a voting procedure to permanently annexed from Ukraine and join Russia. Now Crimea, once it was a part of Ukraine but permanently detached from Ukraine and become a part of Russia. Okay, so that is the news. Move to next news. A century later, Nizam's sword said to return to India. So government of India and government of Britain, or you can say the authority of museum, Glasgow Museum, has signed a memorandum of understanding regarding returning of 7 numbers of ancient product which was once stolen from our country by the Britisher. Okay, and one of the thing is firstly returned by Britain is this sword, Nizam's sword. Okay, now in details I will tell you the news. So Glasgow museums to return 7 stolen artifact to India. So as per government of India, these sculptures are stolen by Britishers, but as per Britishers, they have purchased this sculpture and they are showing the receipt copy of that bill. Okay, so one of the stolen material is this beautiful, a carved sandstone relief of a male figure and a dog is among the items being returned. Male figure and a dog. Okay, so Glasgow Museum has agreed to return 7 stolen artifacts to India. Delegates from Indian High Commission sealed the move by signing an agreement at the Kelvin Grove Art Gallery and Museum in Glasgow. It is thought to be the first repatriation to India from UK Museum, with more to follow elsewhere. Okay, so what are the objects? 7 objects. A ceremonial sword, that is most important. Ceremonial sword, or called talwar, which its scabbard was stolen in 1905 from the collection of Nizam of Hyderabad by his Prime Minister. He then sold it to the British General Sir Archibald Hunter. So Britisher actually purchased it from a thief, okay, who actually stolen the material from Nizam of Hyderabad. Next is, Glasgow Museum said that the items were believed to be from Kanpur, Kolkata, Gwalior, Bihar and Hyderabad. Some of them are thought to be about 1000 years old. So this is inside the Glasgow Museum. Okay. Now this is the picture of that snakes shaped sword used by Nizam, and this is its cover. Okay. Also there are this type of sculptures, beautiful sculptures, steel carved from black chloride representing Surya, the Hindu deity of sun. So all the 6 objects are this type of object, and only one is that talwar, which is first to be returned by Britishers to India. Okay, move to next topic. Now that is a very important news. Data suggests Rohingya migrants have links with Pakistan terror outfit. Think about the situation. Okay, so Rohingyas link with Pak terror group, a serious threat to India's center. The central government has informed the Delhi High Court that there is a contemporaneous data from security agencies inputs and other authentic materials indicating linkage of some of the unauthorized Rohingya migrants with Pakistan based terror organization and similar organization operating in other countries. Over and above the said serious security concern already in existence, the more disturbing part is that there is an organized influx of illegal migrants from Myanmar through agents and touts facilitating illegal Rohingya migrants into India via Benapol, Haridaspur, West Bengal, Hill, West Bengal, Sonamora, Tripura, Kolkata and Guwahati. This situation is a serious harming the country's national security, stated the affidavit filed by center government in Delhi High Court. The illegal influx of Rohingyas in significant number has started to the territory of India since 2012-13, stated the affidavit. It also submitted that due to an already existing large influx of illegal migrants from the neighboring countries, the demographic profile of some of the bordering states has already undergone a serious change. Demographic means the people, their religion, their caste, their habit, all are already changed, which is already causing far-reaching complication in various contexts, and it's taking its toll and has a direct detrimental effect on the fundamental and basic human rights of the country's own citizen. So it's a very major concern. Move to next topic. Now a very good news, that is Ratan, Tata, KT Thomas are trustees of PM-CARE. So yesterday Narendra Modi appointed Ratan Tata and 2 other, mainly Ratan Tata, as a trustee of PM-CARE Fund. So we all know about PM-CARE Fund. We all have contributed some money to PM-CARE funds in the time of COVID. Now Ratan Tata and 2 other are appointed as a trustee of PM-CARE Fund. Now what is the role of trustee? I will discuss, first discuss the news. So Ratan Tata nominated as trustee of PM-CARE Fund. The center has appointed industrialist Ratan Tata as one of the trustee of the PM-CARE Fund. Besides him, the government has also appointed former Supreme Court Judge KT Thomas and former Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha Karya Munda as trustee of PM-CARE Fund. Okay. Now, who were present in the occasion? In the ceremony, the meeting was attended by PM-CARE Fund trustees, Union Minister Amit Shah. So Prime Minister, Home Minister and Finance Minister also trustee of PM-CARE Fund, plus Ratan Tata and 2 other also become trustee of PM-CARE funds. Okay. So Union Home Minister Amit Shah and Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, newly nominated trustees of the PM-CARE Fund also attended the meeting. Okay. Now the trustee also decided, the trust also decided to nominate the following eminent person for constitution of the advisory board of PM-CARES Fund. So who will be appointed as advisory board member? Like Rajiv Maharishi, former Comptroller or Auditor General of India, then Sudha Murthy, former chairperson of Infosys, Anand Shah, co-founder of Tech for India and former CEO of India Corps and Piramal Foundation. So leading industrialists are mainly appointed as a trustee as well as board member of PM-CARE Fund. Okay. Now I will tell you the role of trustee and related question about PM-CARE Fund. So if we heard about PM-CARE Fund, we should know what are the amount accumulated in the PM-CARE Fund. So here are all the question PM-CARE Fund. So what is PM-CARES Fund? PM-CARES Fund is a public charitable trust. Okay. Now who are the trustee? Who are the trustee? Like Prime Minister is the chairperson, then Minister of Defense, Minister of Home Affairs, Minister of Finance. Okay. Also they have added newly trustee member like Ratan Tata, okay, KT Thomas, they become also trustee. Now what are the objective of the PM-CARE Fund trust? What is the role of trustee? To undertake and support relief or assistance of any kind relating to a public health emergency or any other kind of emergency, calamity or distress, either man-made or natural, including the creation of or upgradation of healthcare, pharmaceutical facility and other necessary infrastructure, funding relevant research or any other type of support. So in the case of emergency, when necessary, okay, for health, for infrastructure, okay, so in this case when there should be a time for release some amount of fund, then there will be a role of the trustee member. Okay. So as all the trustee will decide in which sector how much amount should be donated from the PM-CARE Fund. So next is to render financial assistance, provide grants of payments of money to take such other steps as may be deemed necessary by the Board of Trustee. Next is to undertake any other activity which is not inconsistent with above object. Okay. Next is responsibility of trustee, fulfilling objects of trust, managing contribution process to ensure proper application of trust property, preparing and submitting all filings, account and return as required under applicable law. Now where is the head office of the fund? Head office of the fund is PMO, Prime Minister Office, South Block, New Delhi. Okay. So these are several questions you will get answer regarding PM-CARE Fund. Move to next topic. With 19,500 crore PLI plan, sun shines on solar cell unit. So actually the news is we are moving towards a global hub of renewable energy. Okay. So India become the fastest growing nation independent from fossil fuel energy and become dependent on renewable energy. Renewable energy means like solar energy, hydro energy, wind energy, okay, then natural gas. Okay, so these are the renewable energy. So now to promote this sector, renewable energy sector or solar, to manufacture solar panel, okay, install solar power plant or any other related electronics device. Okay, so government of India is giving some incentive so that we become independent from Chinese material and become self-dependent. Okay, so that is called production linked incentive. PLI means production linked incentive plan. So total 19,500 crore incentive will be released by government to the companies who will going to install solar power plant in various sector of our country. That is the news. Okay, so Cabinet on Wednesday declared 19,500 crore production link incentive scheme to incentivize manufacturer of domestic solar cell module to reduce the industry's reliance on Chinese made panels. Now, why we are dependent on Chinese? Because China is supplying solar panel at a very low cost. Why? Because Chinese government is giving subsidy. Similarly, Indian government also giving subsidy and in the name of production link incentive, so that the price of the solar panel will be less and company will purchase make in India product. Okay. Now, this is production link incentive. So, production link incentive production link incentive scheme for large scale electronics manufacturing. Okay, Minister of Electronics Information Technology. So, this incentive is related to electronics program. Okay, electronics manufacturing. So, any kind of electronics thing like mobile phone, computer, okay, any kind of electronics accessories, then equipments, solar panel. In these cases, government is giving incentive, a percentage of amount is giving as a subsidy by the government, that is called production link incentive scheme. Okay, move to next topic. Now a very bad news, that is Wipro fires 300 for moonlighting with firm's competitor. So, fires 300 for moonlighting. What is meaning of moonlighting? Moonlighting means you are working for a company, but secretly you are also working for the rival company. Okay, so you are taking salary from this company, but you also working for the rival company of your company. Okay, so you are continue working for two companies, that is called moonlighting, which is not allowed in Wipro. Okay, it is clearly mentioned in the appointment letter. So, Wipro fires 300 for moonlighting. Now, this is the chairman of Wipro, Rishad Premji, okay, son of Azim Premji. Wipro had fired 300 employees after finding out they were working with one of its competitor at the same time, Wipro chairman Rishad Premji said on 21st September. Wipro chairman asserted that he stands by his recent comments on moonlighting being a complete violation of integrity in its deepest form. The reality is that there are people today working for Wipro and working directly for one of our competitors, and we have actually discovered 300 people in the last few months who are doing exactly that, Premji said, speaking at AIMA, All India Management Association. Okay, so as act of integrity violation, so due to act of integrity violation, 300 employees are sacked by Wipro. Move to next topic. Very good news from sport, that is Mo signed MotoGP could come to India next year. So, MotoGP means a leading motorcycle race championship. MotoGP will be organized in India in next year, it means 2023, on the Buddha circuit in Noida. Okay, so MotoGP to debut in India next year to be called Grand Prix of Bharat. So, what is the name of competition in India? Grand Prix of Bharat. Okay, so it is big news as MotoGP, the biggest two-wheeler racing spectacle, is all set for its India debut by 2023. We are hoping so. So, Noida-based Fair Street Sport has confirmed that it will organize MotoGP in India in partnership with Dorna Group, possible next year. So, that is important. So, who is going to take responsibility for organizing MotoGP in India? That is Noida based Fair Street Sport, FSS, Fair Street Sports. They have taken the responsibility to organize. Now, who are actually the global holder of MotoGP championship? That is Dorna Group. Okay, Dorna Group. So this Dorna Group, so Fair Street Sport has signed a MoU with Dorna Group so that MotoGP could come in India, MotoGP make debut in India in next year. Okay. Now there is a significant interest and following of MotoGP in India among racing motorsport enthusiastic, along with two-wheeler companies that have teams in the MotoGP and are also present in India, like Aprilia, Ducati, Honda, KTM, Yamaha. These companies is participating in MotoGP, also available in India. Okay, so where the ground, the circuit is, will be held at Budh International Circuit, Greater Noida. So this Budh International Circuit already hosted the Formula Race 1 car race, okay, three times. That is, the likely venue for MotoGP in India is the Budh International Circuit in Greater Noida, UP, which has seen 3 editions of Formula 1 races organized in 2011, 12 and 13. Okay, so this is the news, very good news. Okay, so this is the discussion from today's newspaper. If you like my discussion, please like the video, subscribe my channel, share the video. We will meet tomorrow.